What is up, YouTube? It is true, and today we have a Destiny Mask Hero deck profile. It's been a little while since I've uploaded a deck profile. I've just been getting used to the new format and, just testing out decks and everything like that. So, this is a deck that's gone through some transformations through the ban list. At first, when we had 3 Emptiness and Lavalval Chain, it was better just because Lavalval Chain give you access to your Malicious and Plague Spreader really easily, and Emptiness plus Dark Law plus Stardust Spark and all that, pretty devastating. Um, this deck is basically it's similar to like your Dark Law deck where you just sit on one Dark Law and a bunch of back rows, but you actually synchro in this deck a good amount, and you're able to push for game quick as well as have a bunch of strong synchros on board. So that's what I like about it, and the fact that you use Destiny Heroes, which I just love Destiny Heroes. So we'll just get right into the deck profile. We got the one Armageddon Knight, works great with Summoner Monk if you need him. Search him out with Rhoda. You can dump in Shadow Mist if you need it. Mostly you just you just dump in Plague or Malicious, whichever one you need. Two Dark Refer, same kind of thing. Summon him off Shadow Mist. Summon him off Summoner Monk if you need to, and you can ditch Malicious to special him. I used to only play one. I bumped him up to two because Rhoda's at one now, so you really want to see this guy as often as possible, and you don't want to rely on Rhoda to try to get him. Two Diamond Dude, another one I bumped up to two with the ban list. You just want access to him easier with your that way your D draws aren't dead. It's basically it. Three Malicious, definitely one of the main cards of the deck. Easy to search with everything basically. Every time Shadow Mist hits the graveyard, you can search this guy, and great with D draw. Get your A star going. Get your A star synchros going. Two Shadow Mist. I only play two because this isn't all about Dark Law deck, and two is a good number, so that's what I like. And the one Goblinberg just to work with that. Two Plague Spreaders. Before Lavalval Chain was banned, you used to only play one, but now that Lavalval Chain's banned, you need to see this guy more often. You actually do want to draw him because you can always just summon him. D-draw Malicious, summon him, go into an A-star. You can a hero lives before that to get Dark Law and then start a Spark or whatever else. One Shaddoll Dragon. Sometimes you have extra things you can dump with Armageddon Knight and Grepher, and sometimes it's good to just dump this to get a free MSD. Plus, it's a 4-star dark, so it works with the whole theme of the deck. It's 19 beaters, it's got a good flip effect, so pretty versatile, good overall. Two Summoner Monk, probably the best card in the deck, honestly. Well, one of the best cards. Great if you summon Shadow Mist off this. It's good for rank 4 plays. Like, this is the kind of card where you go Durandal, Dark Law, Void Ogre in one turn. Pretty devastating boards can be summoned off this. And if you have an emptiness with that, then that's just like GG. Um, two Hero Lives. You only have two Shadow Mist. You only need two Hero Lives, and just nice not having to pay all those life points. So just two is fine. Um, one Allure, extra draw power. Three D draw. Three D draw is the perfect amount. You only have five D heroes, but it doesn't matter because you can search them all out so easily. Shadow Mist, a Hero Lives, Rhoda, Grepher, Summoner Monk. There's so many ways to get access to these into your hand, so you can just ditch them, and these are never really dead. And you can always discard this with Summoner Monk if it comes down to it. So three is a perfect number. Of course, if Armageddon Knight's so good, Foolish Barrow is going to be really good too. Just get exactly what you need for the situation. Forbidden Lance is pretty versatile because you can protect your own monsters from souls and traps as well as run over stuff. So versatile, helpful. Three Mask Change, of course, and one Mask Change 2. Mask Change 2 is good just because sometimes you have an extra Armageddon Knight on board or whatever, and discarding can be really helpful if you have like a Plague or a Malicious in hand and you want to summon an A-star as well as your Dark Law. Two Mystical Space Typhoons. I feel like this card's better now than it was last format. It's still, I like it at two. Good for hitting anything that's problematic. Sometimes you'll hit Pendulum Scales with this too. So I like two. Great against Cyframes and Statellers and Burning Abyss even. So one Regeki, kind of obvious. One Reinforcement Army. Sad that it's at one, but it basically gives you access to most of your deck, so gotta run it. Soul Charge. Typically, Mass Hero decks don't play this card, but it's really, really good in this deck because you can revive Tuners, you can revive Armageddon Knight, Summoner Monk, you can revive Shadow Mist, get the effect that way. You can revive Synchros even, so this card can be a real game changer. Really turn around the duel, get your, Durandal, Dark Law, Void Ogre Dragon boards, and Spark Dragon boards. It's crazy. This card, major, turnaround. One Bottomless Trap Hole. one Call the Haunted. This is good for bringing back Shadow Mist or even your synchros if it comes down to it. One Mirror Force, one Solemn Warning, one Time Space Travel, really good this format. One Compulse, and one Emptiness, one of the best cards in the deck, definitely. Really great with Dark Law and all that. So, for our side deck, we've got two Cyber Dragons and a Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. So, there's a lot of machine decks running around, but this is especially good against Cosmos. Good way to get rid of Dark Destroyer, Forerunner, Slip Rider, whatever. Just any machines that they have, you just special this and then go into this guy. Um, it's definitely a good way to get rid of them because otherwise it can be kind of a pain. They just sit there and do a bunch of damage and bother you. So good way to get rid of those. And there's also some other machine decks running around now that Gear's at 3. People are kind of leaning towards Gear. I've seen people play super heavy Samurais at my locals for some reason. I don't know about that deck too much. It doesn't seem that great. But you know, it's a machine. And there's also Desk Bots, which have been gaining some popularity, and I think they've been doing pretty well. I'm not too sure, but you know, it's good against that too, I guess. Um, Flying Sea, good against Exceed decks, mostly Stellars and Burning Abyss, which are still running around a lot. One D Fissure, just extra. Graveyard Hate, two Light Imprisoning Mirrors, mostly against Stellars and Cosmos. There's a few other light decks, but those are the main ones. Two Trapstones, good against Burning Abyss and other trap heavy decks like I guess Stellars and whatnot. Two Mind Drains is just against Psyframes pretty much. There's a few other decks that might be good against, but mostly just Psyframes. Really shuts them down. And like Psyframes is kind of a tough matchup just because like Dark Law doesn't do anything against them, so yeah. One Soul Drain against Burning Abyss and Cosmos, shut down those graveyard effects. Two Imperial Iron Walls against Cosmos, and one Macro Cosmos. Just extra graveyard hate. It's good that you can just chain this when your opponent tries to do whatever. Good against water if anyone wants to play that, which I haven't seen water in a long time. Like well over a year. I haven't seen a single water deck. Anyways, two Dark Law and an Anki. Pretty obvious. You don't need three Dark Laws since you only have two Shadow Mist. One Goyo Guardian. He's the one 6-star we play. You know, sometimes you've got a Grepher plus a Plague Spreader. You just want to summon this guy. Pretty good for that. For our 8-star synchros, we've got one Void Ogre, one Stardust Spark, and one Scrap Dragon. So, Stardust Spark and Void Ogre are what you tend to summon with Dark Law just to protect him from. This protects him from battle or card effects, and this can just stop a spell or trap that might threaten him otherwise. So, both these are really good to summon with Dark Law. There's Scrap Dragon just deals with problematic cards. So we've got Castell and Abyss Dweller. These are just staple. One Key Beetle and one Karanagorgon Anti-Luminescent Knight. This guy can just redirect cards, stuff like MST, whatever really targets, you can just redirect it. So you can protect your side deck cards like Light Imprisoning, whatever. And Key Beetle is kind of similar. He can protect your floodgates like, you know, Imperial Iron Wall, anything like that. And he can even protect Dark Law from card effects. So protect him from Regeki and whatnot. Both these are pretty good with Dark Law and with other, you know, side deck kind of cards. Emptiness Key Beetle, of course. That's always great. One Excalibur. This is good just for running over stuff. It's 4,000 attack. Running over anything problematic. One Tellarknight Ptolemaeus. Definitely one of the most important ones in here. You know, that with Diamond and, of course, Durandal. If you don't know, Durandal's second effect, where you shuffle their hand back into their deck, can be pretty devastating with Dark Law, because then Dark Law gets to rip one out of their hand. So if you know they're gonna, you know, they go like Goblinberg, activate effect, you can just chain this guy, shuffle their whole hand back, they draw it again, one gets banished by Dark Law, and then they don't even know if they're going to be able to resolve it after that. So it can be pretty devastating in a lot of situations. This plus Dark Law, plus the first effect, being able to change their cards into an MST to protect your Dark Law. Pretty good. Definitely got to run to Randall and Ptolemaeus. So that's the deck profile. I'll be having some other deck profiles out soon. Definitely been working on Zombies and Lightsworns and Infernities. Infernities I still think need more work, but the other two should be out pretty soon, I would say. So subscribe if you want to see more, and thank you all for watching.